just blow your mind. Talking absolute DC and leaving everything else behind. Psycho! It's the Weird Science DC Comics Absolute DC Show. It's the Weird Science DC Comics Absolute DC Show. So let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Weird Science Absolute DC Comics podcast. I'm here with my man, Gray. You're back, Gray. You're back from your hiatus.
I am. I'm here. I survived the jiu-jitsu seminar, believe it or not.
Yes, you did. You
Still
did.
in one piece.
So you're in one piece. You said you were tired and hurt. You were sore, but you are back. You're back for these, and you're back for your favorite book, the book that you want to marry. You love it so much,
Absolutely.
this book. I heard that your wife is jealous of you loving this book so much, but it is Absolute Batman number 13, and it is part 5, and it's called Abomination, in a funny play in this where it really felt like the whole, I'm telling you, the one thing that got me in this, a couple things did, but the idea that Selina kind of feels like suddenly she's Black Widow. And you have the Hulk from the movies where she's trying to calm Bruce down at one point. It felt so much like that, but we'll get to that in a second because it is by Scott Snyder. It's art by Nick Dragotta, Frank Martin on colors, Clayton Coles on letters. Associate editor is Sabrina Fuchs, and editors Andrew Marino and Katie Kubert, executive editor Chris Conroy, and executive editor Gray. He didn't realize that he is part of it. I said beforehand, yeah, it's a little down. You said that you did like it because it is a character.
It's definitely a quieter issue than we've been getting. But yeah, there's a lot of character development, mainly between Bruce and Selina.
Yeah. So you end up starting out where you have flashback. I'm telling you, with Bruce on the chair, he looks like he might need to hit the gym. When he's there, he says, if the rules aren't fair, right, Kyle? He looks a little chubby.
He's been on those bat burgers, Jim.
Yeah,
hasn't he,
I don't want to shame him or anything, but he looks a little chubby. He's got those sunglasses. He kind of looks I don't like his look. I'll tell you that. Also, I don't know in the train that if I'm there, I'm kind of annoyed by these two. With her sitting on his lap, but he is pretty big. I probably wouldn't say anything. I don't know why it would annoy me, but I'm like, look at you. In that, they're saving money. They're only paying for one seat. That's what I think's going on, those cheapos. But they're also
you'd be
making
saying, like,
out.
Hey, get your sunglasses off. What are you?
Yeah, sunglasses and also,
Neo?
get a roam. Yeah, jerks. But you see, again, it's just to kind of set up. There's going to be the idea of Waylon getting ready for his fight with Bibbo.
That's it. They flashback. Well, not flashback to the gym. It's like referencing the when they went to meet Falcone and like they were going to up the bet, basically, weren't they, with stuff that they'd robbed from Falcone's apartment? It's quite funny.
And then we find out too that they set up the idea that if Waylon, they'll let him last to the 7th round. He takes a fall. They get paid a ton of money.
Yeah, I wasn't clear on that.
It's underhanded shit. But they're doing it because they don't think, and especially Selina, they don't think that he can win. So he's going to lose. If they allow it to just be a regular fight, I think they think he's going to get killed. It's going to be like Drago with Apollo. But in fact, instead, if he's going to lose, could die, why not take a fall? Why not do that, get the money, and then where Bruce says later to Waylon, you can open up your gym. You can do that. Now, all in all, the big play here is we don't know what happened. Obviously, Waylon does not die because he survives, and he has a gym. So I don't know. I mean, the big play is that Waylon's going to be upset saying, you're my best friend, and you don't trust me. Like, you don't think I can win. But Bruce, again, nobody thinks he can win.
So Jimmy, you suggesting that like Bruce and Selina were like suggesting to Waylon that you should throw the fight in the 7th.
Yeah. When he goes,
just the whole point wasn't clear with me. They're making a big deal about no one's gone past 2 rounds with Bibbo.
And he says you're going to go to 7.
Go to 7.
That's basically the deal. So it's like, hey, we made a truce. We made a deal with Falcone. You go down to 7. Nobody would think so. All the bets will come in, and it'll be that even I think that what they're playing is the idea that most people are going to pick Bibbo anyway,
Yeah,
which is weird too. This is the other thing. There's no real reason in my mind for Falcone to make a deal even with the money, because the idea that, the real fall would be to have Bibbo go down because all the bets are going to be for him. So then you collect the money and it's a fix. It's almost like what happened with, the idea of, Daredevil and stuff. We've seen this all before, but it's kind of a weird thing. And like you said, I think it is a bit not spelled out as much, but you kind of get it. But you end up in the now where Selina came back and she's there and she's just beats. We saw she was already beating the crap out of Alfred, and Bruce in Batman's, costume, he's there with Alfred, but he wants no parts of her. He's like, get out of here. I'll ask one more time. Just go away. And that's where Alfred goes, I've read about you, the cat woman. What you pulled in Penang, no loyalty, no. And then I thought she was going to kill him. Like she just
she gets him with his
him,
wife.
right?
She's got her crazy whip stroke cat of nine tails around the neck. His eyes are popping out. Jim, he's in trouble.
Yeah, and then
he's don't trust a kid. Cough, cough.
And it's one of those things. He's talking shit on Selina. He's like, get the hell out of here. I don't want you here. Alfred starts talking shit, but now it's like you're talking shit on somebody's family because then he tells Alfred to shut up. I'm like, poor Alfred gets the shit beat out of him. He's just trying to, help. But you have the idea where Batman says, I don't need the advice. She's leaving right effing now. Yeah, they are, to go make sweet love. It's what they're doing.
It's a bit sexy instantly, doesn't it, Jim?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was surprised.
I wish that she said, because they get undressed, they're doing it, and she says, this is nice, and he goes, softy. And then she gets on I wish it was the opposite. And he's like, well, I have this problem. This venom, it really shrivels up your nuts.
Sorry.
That's what happens. I just want it to be the venom is making him.
I took something for it, but it's a bit slow.
Yeah, exactly. So you do see the scarring of how they cut him. Of course, they cut him open like a bat symbol. But she says, what did they do to you?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk. And then says, and he says to her, is that really what you want to talk about? And she says, no. And then he says, what's up with this black mask gear that you have on, like the party animals, this helmet? You really want to talk about it? No. If I'm Bruce, I'm like, yeah, I kind of do. What the hell's going on? Because you're supposed to be good. But she ends up, they say that she got her mother, Bruce's mom, got a hold of him or her, and wanted her to come. And he thought it was a joke. He's like, really? And she's like, yeah.
Well, she was worried too, because don't forget, like, Selina and him have got history, which we learn more about in this. But yeah, she was like, I was worried about you. You were missing for months pretty much, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was missing for a long time. So she ends up, saying you were missing. It does show that she didn't come right away.
No, she didn't. She took her time.
Right? He's like, did my mom get a hold of you at the end of those 2 months? Or was it the beginning? She got right away, but I got shit to do. But she did make it back, and hey, you want to go on a date? And they're just going to kind of go on patrol. It's very Batman and Robin-esque in the way they go. And also,
it's a pretty cool panel as well in June by Nick Dragotta. I do like it here, where they're both like leaping into the sky, and how big is Batman's leg and knee?
Oh my God, and those boots that kick those babies. And you have, I think it's kind of a cool, she uses that cat of nine tails whip kind of thing as a tail. It's fine. It looks good. The problem is a lot of this issue, there is a lot of sitting around. There's a lot of standing and talking, and you figure, like, man, Nick Dragotta, you got to allow him to do any more. Does have a new character in this that a lot of people are not very fond of when we get to it.
Yeah.
But so they go out and they're going to go talk to the Red Hood gang. So they go down to the pier, they go to the amusement park, and these guys come out. All their faces are, they're in with hoods.
In the shadow of the Red Hood.
They have hoodies. It's the Red Hoodie gang. And, you even have the play of like a little Red Riding Hood almost at the beginning, because the one guy has an axe. But they come in and they say, hey, we want to speak to your leader. The big play in this, it's to kind of go, but they're like, okay, go get them. Because you don't want to say her yet so that people are surprised. But it's not that much of a surprise when we know that it's not going to be the Joker, because the Joker is bigger in this universe. But they end up okay. And Selina shoots these guys.
This is the crazy scene, isn't it? It looks like she's literally like taking them down with a submachine gun or something.
She puts her cat of nine tails deal in as the bullets.
Oh, yeah.
And then start shooting, and you do end up seeing that I don't know how this tech would work.
Like, don't worry, it's only
like
what do you call it, knockout darts or something.
He says, like, what are you doing? They're just kids. And she goes, I know, it's just fentanyl. They're dead, is what I'm saying, Greg. They're dead.
It's just venom. Oh, Jesus, no,
They're
making them stronger.
Dead. It's like, oh, it's just meth. And then we find out what it is she also sells meth. This is what she's doing. The first dose is free through a machine gun. So, yeah, they're sleeping. You see, it's just crazy.
Cat nip or cat nap, Jim, like she's claiming.
Cat
Come
meth.
On. Oh, my
cat
God.
Fentanyl. But you see somebody
cat
with
crack.
a bazooka. Cat crack. He's like, I had that cat crack last night. So you end up, she's like, yeah, you did. But you have somebody then with a bazooka.
Yeah.
That's about to shoot him. I didn't quite get, again, you have this whole deal, go get the leader. I didn't think that the leader was going to show up like this with a bazooka, but it is the leader because it ends up shooting, knocks her down. Batman's doing a lot of things and ends up saying, Selina, get out of here. Don't get near me, because when this happens, he venoms up. The problem being is he's already huge. I wish it was a little bit more. You see the green like that's the deal. But it's not like if you said, oh, my God, on Venom, he's crazy big. He's just big. He's already 9 foot tall.
He's already massive. He's just
you know what I mean? He's like 600 pounds,
now.
9 foot tall. Now he's
his
9
eyes
foot
are glowing too.
Yeah. And so I wish that he was just so over the top.
But Jim, how crazy he is pretty over the top, because he shoulder charges into what looks like a Ferris wheel.
Yeah, the Ferris wheel goes
it knocks
down.
it into the harbor, and the leader with the bazooka goes straight in the water.
I do like then that you end up seeing the rocket going, and then
that's quite funny.
All the other people show up, and I guess it was somebody else. I assumed it was the deal, but she doesn't come out.
No,
wet,
it's not
so
her.
She yells, hold it. Now a bunch
else.
of other people are there with her. This Red Hood gang, they got a lot of people. And she says, hold it. Because in that, you even have, man, what's going on with you? It's an abomination. I'm like, I would avoid any term that would get you close to the Hulk. An abomination does. So I would not use that. I wouldn't, because he's green. And he's hulking out, and you have Selina, like I said, she's trying to calm him down. It feels like the movies, but they're like, oh my God, who is this? And he says, I told you guys to stand down, because they said, you told us to stand down. Now you come and attack us. He said, I told you to stand down because I'm dealing with these Arc M's. I'm burning them to the ground. I'm going to fight this Bane guy. I'm going to take them down. They ended up messing with me and my friends. I'm taking them down. And that's where you see the leader then say, hold it, and says, I didn't know what you were really planning, but if you're going to take down Arc M, I'm all for it. And that's where you see Harley for the first time in the deal. I know you probably like the nunchucks.
I do. How do you know that?
But do you
She's
like
got the
her
classic
look?
Bruce Lee nunchucks. I'm not sure about. No, she looks like she's dropped out of, is it Rick Remender's Deadly Class series, which Stork's a big fan of, by the way. Shout out to Stork.
Stork, look at him. I ended up where I thought that it was like teenage Negasonic Harley. But also, I did mention on another thing that kind of has the shoes of XXL, 2XL from the Robin series, who I love.
Like, I couldn't take my eyes off the shoes. It was strangely drawn to them because they're absolutely huge.
They're
goofy.
Huge. They look like 2XL from the Robin series that Eric hated too. I love them.
Oh, is that what it was? It looks to me like they dropped out of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That's kind of true too. Or maybe Run DMC's video for It's Tricky. But when you have that, also, does the hoodie... Does it look right to you? Because it looks like it's on backwards.
It does.
Because it's so
big
and
it
throws me. It doesn't look good.
She's just chose an XXXL, I think.
Oh my God.
Purpose.
Again, it's like a quadruple XL. She does it, or they do, because they want to show you the suit underneath, but it doesn't look right then. Have her not have the hoodie on.
She's got a weird kind of school uniform, deal with a tie going on, but also she's got the Harlequin, like black and white diamond tattoos or whatever are on her neck and legs.
I did see somebody, because people were arguing about it online, and one person, what do you expect? Everything looks different. And the person said, legit, maybe the difference could have been go more with the Harlequin look, because they don't use that anymore. maybe that would have been the play.
Maybe it
Kinda
was.
have
Also,
the
too,
hat
I'm
would do it.
getting suddenly like flashbacks to the mutants from the Dark Knight
Oh, yeah,
Returns.
yeah.
And, Frank Miller.
Yep.
Look at that, the way
Yeah,
she's got
those.
her faces.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird.
I would have liked at that point for the others to pull their hoods back and see if they look similar.
They're all
if they
the
have,
same. They've all got the same
they're all
tats
there.
and stuff.
Yeah, they're all there, or they look. I don't know, but I don't love the look. It's one of those things. I'm not much of an art guy anyway. I'm used to it already. Like when we have her, it's just what it is. I'm not going to.
It doesn't bother me. I'm not
about
freaking out over it. But it's not. I don't
no.
think it's that great.
I'm
It's
not
all right.
getting it and making some like sticker to put on my laptop or anything, but that's just me. Like I do have legit Gabby from the Wolverine book at Marvel, one of my favorite characters that everybody hates. I do have a sticker of her somewhere.
Didn't know
I don't
you're
know.
a big fan of
Yeah,
Gabby.
I love
Oh,
Gabby.
cool.
I think she's great. But you end up where while that's going on, we then go off to Arkham, and that's disgusting. The thing where they're like inside his back and they're feeding it's so
putting something
bad.
huge in his back.
But that's where
Venom
we find
delivery
out
system.
it does lessen Bane a little in my mind, but I get it. It's almost like the Dread Pirate Roberts here, where they're trying to find another Bane to replace this Bane. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, again, this wasn't clear to me at this point either.
Because of the idea where
It's a
they
bit
were
weird.
giving a lot of other people Venom, but they were dying because they couldn't take it. Well, they finally found Bruce, who's huge. He can take it. So Bane's like, finally, I can get this asshole. He can be Bane.
It's
I'll
like,
get the hell
soon
out.
you'll
I'm
have
going
my
home.
replacement and he'll have his new Bane. So is he talking about his replacement's supposed to be going to be Batman and Bane's going to be his Robin, maybe?
No, I think that the heel that's Joker.
Oh,
It'll
okay,
be
gotcha.
Joker will have his Bane, and that's where they're like, do you really think that he'll let you go? And he's like, I've done everything for him. Get this, Bane, he ain't letting you go. If it comes
He's
down
not.
to it, there's no way you're going to be let go. So
Jim,
he
did we need
thinks
to
so.
see Bane naked, by the way, in all his huge muscular
at
glory?
his-
It looks like
look at
he's
his
sat
dead
on the
foot.
can.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, seriously, he's taking a dump.
He
While
is.
they're filling him up with that venom, I don't need to see it from behind. It looks really disgusting.
Do you reckon his dumps are like lime green as
also,
well?
he's doing that, and they don't have toilet paper or anything around. The
No,
guy's
they
a
don't.
monster.
Nothing
Yeah,
to
so-
read either. He's
It'd be
just sat
great.
there looking
He's
like
just there.
despondent.
They're like, this guy is crapping like an elephant. But yeah, and
Oh,
says,
Jesus.
he'll have to let me go. I've done everything he wanted. And then you end up where this one text like, hey, doctor, you have to see this. And it's a newscast. Again, not quite like it, but you had that a lot in Dark Knight as well. But you end up where the newscast is like, this just in. Somebody's hijacking this damn
Batman
station.
is
And
hacking
then
the
Batman's like,
airwaves.
shut the hell up, buddy. I like that. They're like, just turn it off. Like the idea they're
Yeah.
like reporting.
Cut
And
the
he's like,
signal.
yeah, this just in. Batman's hacking into our signal. Shut up. He's like, shut you up. He just turns it off. But he's like, hey, everybody, Gotham is being sold. All the people that you trust, they're, selling everything from underneath you. We got to do something about it. I'm going to do something right now. I'm taking them down. I mean, you, Bane, meet me at the stadium and we're going to do it. We're going to fight and come alone because we're going to duke it out. And then he says, oh, wait a minute. Don't cut the feed yet because I'm Batman. And then it cuts. Like,
I'm the
it's okay.
goddamn Batman.
Yeah,
It should have
actually
been like saying that.
should have said it. I'm Batman AF. But yeah, so
And then
he
your
says,
song could kick in. That'd be awesome.
Exactly. We'll do that at the end. But we have your song that we need to play at the end. But he ends up saying, listen, if you win, then I'll go back to Arkham and I'll become whatever you want. I'll be Bane in your place. But if I win, you're done. You're all done. And I'm going to win because you're lame and I'm cool. You drool.
Well,
I
that rhymes,
rule.
Jim. You're lame, Bane. Nice.
Exactly. Right. He kind of just talks a lot of shit, but that
does.
then sets up the deal.
He's trying to stir it up, isn't he, with him?
Yeah, he is. He's trying to get them all fired up. And again, when you say that stuff, he also, I think he's like trying to get them. So when somebody says, hey, Mr. Bane, like 5 of us will come with you. He's like, no, that asshole is talking shit. I'm going. But it ties in with Wayland's fight. That's one of the bigger things in this is the idea that while, Bruce is setting up a fight that he's been told he can't win, we go back to see Wayland doing the fight that he's been told he can't win, but he doesn't want to cheat. He doesn't want to take the fall. he's just going to do it. In the meantime, Bruce is planning on cheating, and cheating big when this fight comes, because he's going to use the venom. But the big play is he fires Bruce. You get out of here. I don't need you. I'm going to fight. I got to fight, get ready for. You're the worst trainer. I just had you as a friend, and now you're a jerk off. So get out of here. Because he says, this is the way out with dignity, and you make enough cash to open the gym. He says, well, you go up to the bell, then you take the fall. Again, I don't know why they would go with this. Why would they pay? The Bibbo's going to kill him. It's just to get to the 7th round. That's what I think would be the idea of the people with the over-under rounds. You would get their money or something stupid. But yeah, that's the big play. But it's on the take. But Waylon doesn't want to go on the take. He doesn't want to be on the take. So Bruce kind of goes away. Then we go to Selina and Alfred and Batman down in the cave. And he tells Selina to beat it. Like, he's not going to, need her. And in the meantime, he's going to use Venom. And she just goes back and forth. And he says, you cheat with your tech and all that shit. I'm going to use the Venom because that's what I need to beat him. And she's like, you don't need that. But I think he does. I mean, Bane just ripped them apart. We do see, though, what he's going to use. You kind of get, because he says, I'm going to use the Venom, but I also am going to do some things. I'm going to take this down. I'm going to do it. And really, it's that he's going to bring Waylon in from down below with a freaking locker of meat. That's what it looks like. He's going to lead Waylon in to fight as well. But we'll see. It's weird. There are a couple things in this that are like, okay, that's a little obscure. That's a little bit kind of, weird. And I didn't love this issue. I know you love it because you're in love with the book. But I thought that this was a bit of a down issue. You do see Catwoman. Harley's fine. I usually like Harley, but I don't need Harley in this. So her showing up as the Red Hood gang, it's fine, but that'll be for later. And she might even show up. I mean, all this stuff going with Bane and things like that might include them, because she said, I'm in. He went to see him for a reason, or her, and there you go. So we'll see if it's going to be all of it. If you're going to have just Monster Waylon there, we might have the others. Riddler might be doing some crazy tech stuff, but they're going to meet at the old Veterans Stadium, not in Philadelphia. That was torn down years ago, right? That stadium. That stadium was a shithole, by the way, in Philadelphia. But by the end, it's okay. I didn't hate it. I just felt like a little bit.
I don't think it's bad at all. It's just not, as crazy, over the top, like high pace as it has been. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we needed a bit of a breather issue, Jim. You know what I mean?
Time. Yeah. So what would you give it?
Some decent character work with Bruce and Selina. What else? Harley Quinn, I'm not sure about her. It just looks like the mutant version of her from, was it Dark Knight? I can't remember the name of it now. Strikes Back? No, not Strikes Back. The Dark Knight Returns. Frank Miller.
Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, it's true. It does look like those guys.
It ends on a slight cliffhanger. We see Bruce as Batman descending into the sewers on his crazy bat truck, and I guess he's looking for Croc, isn't he? Are they going to have a big showdown with Bane, with Croc and Batman?
Yeah, I think he's going to get Croc involved, and that's also what the deal. We'll probably find out next issue how that fight went. We've been leading up to seeing that. It looks like
we have.
And I'm going to tell you what Scott Snyder will do, as he always does, in my mind. You'll have a page where Waylon, he's down, and then it'll also be, Batman's down. It'll go and be that juxtaposition, or
it will.
The parallel to that
switching
fight
between the two timelines, won't
yeah,
they?
you'll keep doing that, and it'll go kind of similar, and that at a point where maybe something changes in the Waylon fight, that's when Waylon will show up as Croc, and you'll play that game. I'm almost 100% positive, but we'll see. But yeah, it's okay. But what would your score be?
For a score, Jim, I'm not quite. It's not quite one of the books of the week for me. It's a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm
for
a
me.
6.5. I'm a 6.5 a little bit. I almost feel like Nick Dragotta, maybe you get a fill-in artist for this and have him get ready for some other things. I get that maybe he wants to be the one to do Harley, but in the meantime, there's a lot of just kind of sitting around and talking, and there's been some fill-in artists before, and I'd be ashamed that later down the line he needs a break because he's been doing the things, and this is one of the things that he did, because there's not a ton going on besides, character work and talking and going back, but it's fine. It's fine, but I'm a 6.5. You're a 7.5?
Yep.
Yeah, so we're still in there. We're still going, but we will continue.
Looking forward to the annual, which is going to be up next before we get the concluding part of Abomination, which is, the big showdown.
Oh, man. But do you know what they said anything about the annual? Is it going to end up being like a backstory? Or
I've heard it's going to be maybe, is it 2 or 3 short stories with different creative teams?
That's what
I've heard. Yeah, like getting a bit of the past or,
maybe we'll get more Alfred. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
See Alfred when he was like trying to track down the Joker and things like that.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So maybe we'll get some cool things to fill in the blanks. But that is it for this week. Thanks for joining me. Greg,
cheers,
tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on the mats, knocked out, and jiu-jitsu. Oh, no, you can find me on YouTube. Yeah, tired. Wakizashi's Tea House. I've got a video review of this Absolute Batman. If you're interested, you want to see some of the art, see what it's like, do check it out.
And check out Gray's channel. Even though this is a DC podcast, he also has a bunch of indie stuff that he reads and reviews at times. So check that out. And even some Marvel when there's something worth reviewing.
Oh, God,
yeah, it's tough. But
looking for it.
Yeah, I am too. But with that, we will get out of here. Thanks, everybody. And we'll talk to you all later.
しました感動して感謝しました本当に大好きです私は普通の男ではありません私はもう本性の愛です私にからかわないでくださいそうしないとあなたは消えてしまいます私は普通の男ですでも私はあなたを殺しますだからそのまま受け取ってください足元